The safety base is changing college softball, and it's a bigger deal than people think. Sometimes the biggest changes in a sport don't come from a new superstar player or a dramatic postseason moment. Sometimes they come from a rule change that quietly reshapes how the game is played. That's exactly what is happening right now in college softball with the introduction of the double first base, often called the safety base. Beginning with the 2026 season in Division I softball, teams are required to use a double base at first. One portion of the base is designated for the fielder, while the other is designated for the runner. The goal is simple: reduce collisions and make interference calls clearer for umpires. At first glance, this might seem like a minor adjustment, but in reality, it has the potential to change several small but important parts of the game. For years, the race to first base has been one of the most chaotic plays in softball. A runner sprints out of the box while the first baseman stretches toward the bag to catch a throw. In many cases, both players are aiming for the same exact spot at the same time. That has led to awkward collisions, controversial interference calls, and plenty of debates after close plays. The double base solves that problem by separating the runner's lane from the fielder's space. The defensive player uses the white portion of the bag, while the runner uses the colored extension. By clearly defining who should be where, the rule reduces the gray area that often leaves umpires making split-second judgment calls. Research published in sports medicine journals analyzing softball injury patterns shows that a significant percentage of game injuries occur during base running and defensive plays around bases, including runners sprinting through first base. Collisions at first base are common because both players often reach the bag at full speed from opposite directions. These collisions can lead to injuries involving ankles, knees, wrists, shoulders, and concussions in severe cases. But the impact goes beyond safety. It may also speed up the game. Umpires will have clearer visual cues when judging interference or lane violations, which could reduce lengthy arguments or reviews. In a sport that already prides itself on pace and action, that matters. It also aligns college softball more closely with other levels of the sport. Softball fans will notice subtle differences. Bang-bang plays at first may look slightly different. Fielders might position themselves differently on throws. Even how runners finish through the bag could evolve. Rule changes often spark debate, but this one feels less controversial and more practical. It addresses a real problem while modernizing the game. And sometimes the small changes, like adding a few inches of base, can make the biggest difference in how the sport moves forward. The rule change was approved for Division I softball, beginning with the 2025-26 season specifically to improve player safety, so there aren't any good statistics yet on how well it's helping to prevent injuries. There has been one medical study that found that after a rule limiting contact during slides was implemented in baseball, collision-related injuries decreased by about 11% overall. Subscribe to Fastpitch Focus for college softball commentary, analysis, and discussion.